Trout. Okay? The guy wants Trout, who doesn't? He wants Herman, Yankee great, and probably one more, but of not much value. And he wants to, in turn, deal Bryce Harper, Bregman, and Senzel.
I don't do it.
You keep Trout.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Bregman. Bregman's the only one I'm in love with there.
Right.
I'm not in love with Senzel. I think he's hurt by July 1st.
And his history injury is definitely something to think about. And we talked about those two rookies earlier. I don't think Senzel is Rookie of the Year in the National League if things continue. I don't think he's playing August 1st.
Yeah, I agree. And that's he's only had more than 130 at bats once in his career, something crazy like that. It's an astonishingly telling number. So yeah, I don't know why you would have any confidence in Nick Senzel long term at all.
Here's a counter that I'm thinking about making because I think it's fair. Trout and Herman for Rendon and Bregman.
Trout and Herman for Rendon and Bregman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wins that trade.
You think he wins that trade? Okay.
If he's getting Trout, I think that's the better side.
Well, and you know,
I think you can get there though, man. If you put another, like I said, if you make it a 3-for-2 and you put another little piece on that, I think you can get there with that. I like that deal. I just think you still need a little more.
Well, and you know, when you do 2-for-2s, or 3-for-3s, you may not have the same philosophy, or you may have exactly the philosophy. But I always look at who's getting the best player.
Right.
And I think we could argue it all night long, but I think we named the Mount Rushmore of fantasy hitters early on with Betts, Trout, Bellinger, and Yelich. So if you're getting any of those four players in any trade without another one of those four in it, you're getting the best player in the deal. And I'm always looking for the best player. And so my hesitancy trading, and I give you that, I knew you were going to say that. I thought you were anyway. So it was more of a rhetorical question than anything else. But in trades, during the trade season, be careful. Look at not only what you're getting, but the duration for which you may be getting it, which is another reason why I don't want Pat. We'll talk about this for a moment. How crazy are you about Paddock and Soroka? I love their current stats. I love their current performances. But how many innings do you think you get out of Paddock and you get out of Soroka in 2019?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it depends drastically on format, right? So we talked about this the other day. I'm much more of a dynasty player, keeper player, and you're more of a redraft player. So in my leagues, those guys are gold, right?
Right.
But in redraft leagues, yes, it's absolutely an issue because I was listening to somebody the other day. What's the over-under on 10 starts the rest of the year for those guys?
Oh, well, I got a solution to that problem. I would say probably right now you'd say under, but I got a solution to it. Let's say you're the Braves, and you've got Soroka, who is, out of sight. I watched him pitch again. Did you know last night he gave up the home run to Crawford in the 7th inning? Do you know the last time he gave up a home run before that and who hit it?
No.
Are you ready?
Sure.
His first start in the major leagues last year against the Mets, and it was Yoenis Cespedes that hit a home run off of him. He hasn't given up a home run until last night since his first start last year in the major leagues.
Yeah,
But I got a solution. You go and get Kimbrel.
Oh, gosh.
I know. But here's the solution to Soroka. Whether you get Kimbrel or not, you lengthen your bullpen and you stop him. If you got a 4-1 lead, like last night, you got a 4-1 lead in the 6th inning, you pull him. You pull him. He pitched 8 innings last night.
No need.
Take him out after 6. Let the bullpen come in. If you're a major league team, Chappie, and your bullpen can't hold a 3-run lead for 3 innings, there are problems. The Braves are so talented in their pitching, they can let a Tuki Toussaint come in and play Mariano Rivera in 1996, revisited, pitch 2 innings, pitch 3 innings, get the save, and save Soroka, and also give Toussaint innings so he's ready to pitch next year.
I completely agree. And I'll go a step further. All those kids need to be up, just like St. Louis did last year with their bullpen. All those, bring up Gohara. I know he's injured, but I'm saying bring up Kyle Wright, bring up Gohara, bring up any of those guys that are in the system that you just don't know what to do with. Get them the experience, put them in the bullpen. Quit screwing around with bringing guys in who are just sitting at home. Don't do it. You have depth. Go and give those guys opportunity to pitch in big league leverage situations. That's my take on it. I think St. Louis did a great job of handling that last year. I think that Atlanta should look in that direction and kind of mimic it because the talent's there. That bullpen, I mean, you have 3 shutdown relievers any night you want with the embarrassment of riches that they have in the minor league system. This ready right now.
So why not? So why not go to a system? Here we are creating new baseball jargon. But you got the opener, which is now a year old. I think is a year old as of yesterday. Why don't we do this in Atlanta? Why don't you bring those kids up and let each one pitch 3 innings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you give Soroka 3, and you give Toussaint 3, and you give Newcomb 3.
Yeah.
You're not going to wear anybody out. You're not going to. I mean, they're fresh. You can have them in October, and all will have experience when you get to October.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, however you want to work it out, whether you want to put one of them in there as a traditional starter and then kind of work them through as their innings get up there and put them in the pen, however you want to work it out, they've got so much talent there, and those kids are ready to pitch. Those kids are ready to pitch. Let them pitch for the Braves.
Well, and it would kill our fantasy, alignments for sure. But or you go to a new way of scoring in fantasy where you don't count starts, you just count innings. Boy, that would be refreshing, wouldn't it? But anyway, just something to think about. And I see these young pitchers, and I look at them as trade. Whether you're in redraft or whether you're in dynasty leagues, they're still going to have problems with innings as we get into the latter part of the season.
So can I take us on a little detour?
Yeah, good.
So I talked tonight, and I really believe this. I voted for picking up 2 different players and pairing them together. I think this is a strategy that's being overlooked. I'm a big, and I know he got blown up tonight, but I still want to talk about it a little bit. I'm a big fan of these Tampa Bay transitioner guys. Jalen Beeks in particular. You take him and you pair him with a guy like Griffin Canning, right? You pick both of those guys up. You're getting high Ks. You're getting a lot of wins because those guys are pitching in leverage situations. I mean, I just think that. You see it, the Yankees did it the other night with Chad Green. You get these guys coming in and they're pitching in these leverage situations, not the opener, but that second guy, you can get a lot of wins from that position, and I think we undervalue that right now. So if you have a rookie that's going to come out and get you a high strikeout rate with a little bit bloated of an ERA, I think it's smart to pair it with a Yanni Chirinos or a Jalen Beeks to even those guys out. What do you think?
I totally agree. And that way you don't wear anybody out, and you're getting your maximum out of your minimum, I guess you could say, right? I mean, it's a good strategy. I see what the Yankees did tonight. They must have heard me talking about Soroka. They're pummeling the Orioles again, 11-4. Herman starts the game. Guess how many innings he pitched tonight?
3,
5.
4. Yeah.
They took him out after 5.
Yeah. So, is it time to sell Herman, or?
See that? I think so. Yeah, I'm just Herman. I watched something tonight, and before we went on the air, Herman he had a guy on first base. He walked the batter to start the I think it was the fifth inning, and he had a comebacker. Great pitch. He had a comebacker come back to him. He sidearm throws the ball to second base. So he's playing catch with Aaron Hicks.
Right.
Okay? Little things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just a lack of concentration. It's a lack of follow through and finishing the play. And I see that in Herman, and I can see that in a lot of rookies. I tell you who I don't see it in is Soroka.
Right.
Soroka is the same night in, night out, and I know I'm having a crush on Soroka.
I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. He is clearly, I think, heads and shoulders above any other rookie this year, including Vlad Jr.
Wow.
Including Chavis. Every time you see him pitch, I think he is the cream of the crop of a really talented crowd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's the race. Right now. As a 21-year-old. He's the race.
Well, you've told me that back in early April.
I know.
I mean, I got to give you kudos for that one. I can't take that one. Well, let me ask you this: Did you see as Jonathan Simmons and his severe injury to his ankle?
Who?
Jonathan Simmons is shortstop for Anaheim.
No, I did not.
I got a press report here. I'm always hot off the press.
Yeah, you are.
This is from the Angels media information. Andrelton Simmons underwent an MRI today that revealed a grade 3 left ankle sprain. He will be placed on the 10-day IL and will see a foot and ankle specialist tomorrow. Grade 3 is the most severe grade. And
that's not good.
No. And so they have called up, I'm ready for this one. They have called up Luis Rengifo, who was up earlier in the year for a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Okay, he's at AAA Salt Lake, hitting about 280 at AAA Salt Lake. He's a switch hitter. He has a hit tool rated by Baseball America of 55 and a run tool of 55. Not much power.
Right.
I'm wondering if he is going to be in a Nicky Lopez type of situation when he gets to Anaheim. And is this guy someone, I don't know much about him, but is he someone to keep an eye on and a possible pickup next week or in a few days if he does actually hit the ball? Sounds like he's going to get an opportunity.
Yeah, so he's been up once this year and set back down. He actually went for quite a bit of money in our league the first time. And then I believe he got released when he got set back down. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see if whoever did it is going to double dip, first off. Two, how much he'll go for the second time. Here's the thing. And it's the same thing with Mercado, and it's the same thing with all these guys that come up and they have, I talked about Jorge Mateo tonight, right?
Right.
And these guys that come up and they have that speed profile, they automatically carry weight because it's such a starved category. They're spending on the if, right? Because those guys often aren't going to give you more than 2 or 3 categories at best. You're spending for speed. So I would imagine he'll probably go for a good bit of cash again, just on the hopes that you can provide 20 to 25 stolen bases. And that's what the kid has potential to do. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, it's opportunity. And with him having a grade 3 strain, that sounds like months, not weeks or days.
Right.
And so if Simmons is out until, let's just say, optimistically, the All-Star break, which is 2 months away, that gives this kid 40 games to a quarter of a season. We can see what he's made of. This is not one of these deals where, you may have a Brandon Rogers in Colorado. He may come up, he may go down. This guy's up here to stay because there's nobody else to take his place. And I don't see Anaheim, positioned as they are in the standings, going out and spending a lot of money right now to try, or a big trade to get a shortstop or a second baseman. So interesting to see. This was new this afternoon, right before I went on at 6, and I didn't know if you'd heard about it, but
I had it.